actually had just kind of thrown around this idea probably earlier this year, I think. And, so actually I've been looking for a location to do a seminar with my team who's here today. We'll introduce them. And there was a local place, we're out of Ohio, Central Ohio, Columbus area, and that location kind of fell through. Adam and I have been doing some work together for a while, and hey, in the gym, I know you've got a new culture, so we decided we could come out here, do it here, and then we just started planning. We had an easy time picking the speakers, luckily, because of course Adam was going to be one of them, myself, and then other members of my team, Integrated Muscle Health, Trey, Aaron, Matt, your guys raise your hands. See, yeah. So we have a really awesome panel today, a lot of experience in different areas. I mean, Matt's been around since like 1992. So you guys are in for a real treat. We had a ton of experience in the room. Between the five of us, we cover a massive amount of different demographics, offer a lot of different services. So you guys are going to really enjoy this. So
cool.
Two protein shakes. One on your face.
Mm. Good morning. By the end of today, you guys will know the bottlenecks in your business, how to address those bottlenecks, and ultimately how to expand and scale your business. My name is Adam Casey. I have helped thousands of people transform their lives. Been in the industry for over 15 years. I've used bodybuilding as a catalyst to grow my personal training business, achieving pro status in 2019. And I've ultimately taken my business from $0 a month to over $85,000 recurring. Before we get into the specifics, I want to tell you guys a story that means a lot to me. So I want you to imagine you are a kid, imagine you're a child, and it's the best day of the week, Saturday morning. You're in bed, your mom's cooking breakfast, bacon and eggs. The smell wafts upstairs and hits your nose and wakes you up. You wake up, the sun's shining, birds are chirping, life's good. You run downstairs, you say hi to your mom, and then you slide into your living room, into that magical box that's sitting on the living room floor. You know that as soon as you flip the switch, your favorite TV show is going to be playing. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Your favorite Ninja Turtles swinging nunchucks, eating pizza, fighting crime. Life's good. In kindergarten, two weeks before graduation, the teacher, Mrs. Johnson, came around to all the kids and she asked, "Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?" My desk mate, Timmy, she came to him and she said, "What do you want to be when you grow up, Timmy? You could be an astronaut or a firefighter." Timmy goes, "I want to be a police officer." I knew as soon as Mrs. Johnson asked me that question, I knew what I was going to tell her. She goes, "Adam, what do you want?" "I want to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle." She laughed. She goes, "You can't be that. That's not real. You might as well have told me Santa Claus wasn't real." I was like, fucking, I don't want to be anything anymore. She said, "You can be a police officer, you can be an astronaut, you could be a race car driver." I said, "I'll be a race car driver, fine." I was pissed, kicking rocks all the way home. I get back to graduation 2 weeks later. It was at a church, so I was sitting in the pews for a ceremony. And she was reading off, Timmy wants to be a police officer when he grows up. And Adam wants to be a race car driver. I was like, no, I don't. I want to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. My dad hit me upside the head. And that was the first time someone told me that I couldn't do something. From then on, I watched Power Rangers and I watched like Bruce Lee, and I wanted to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. So my dad put me in karate. Now, mind you, like I was doing other sports, like I was doing basketball, baseball, football, all contact sports. But karate I could do year round. So I did karate. And like I said, I want to be a Ninja Turtle. Let me not put this lightly, I sucked. I was awful. The first 3 years, it was not looking good, guys. Sometimes I would get, I did tournaments, and sometimes I would get third place if there were 3 people in the event. But I kept going, and I kept going, and I kept going. My dad just continued taking me. In this one tournament, I always get my ass kicked by this one kid, Chase. Every time. In this one tournament, the one tournament that my dad wasn't at, I beat him. I was like, holy shit. So I run to the payphone. You guys remember payphones? I ran to the payphone. I'm calling my dad, which I still have his number locked in, right? I called my dad. I was like, Dad, I beat Chase. I won. And the excitement I heard through the phone gave me chills. He was so excited that I won. And I love that, the positive affirmation that I got for me winning, making my dad proud, making my dad happy. So I started winning, and then I started winning, and then I started winning. And that became the expectation. By age 12, I was a black belt in karate. I had 3 world titles underneath my belt. I had over 8 national titles and over 13 state titles. It's a little stud. Understand a little bit about my childhood. It was very sheltered. It was very much under the control of my father. My dad didn't have the highest emotional intelligence. His father before him left him by the age of 13. He was an alcoholic, beat the shit out of him. When I say winning became the expectation, it became everything. And it was customary in tournaments to bow into the event. If you guys know anything about karate, perform the event, then upon leaving, you bow out. This one specific tournament I remember vividly. I didn't do so hot, didn't give my best. It was sparring, kumite. I lost twice, ended up getting 4th place. And upon bowing out, raised up, I was met with my dad's hands on my helmet and my hair, throwing me up against the wall and getting this close to my face. It was tunnel vision. It's all I could see. Spit was flying out my dad's mouth, telling me how awful that I did, and screaming to the point where all the instructors, all my coaches, like my senseis, my black belts, all were coming over and they say, Mr. Casey, you can't do that, which infuriated my dad. They said, this is supposed to be fun. One hand on me, he looked up, he said, this isn't fucking fun, we came to win. I thank my dad to some extent. I learned a lot of awful things, but I learned a lot of awesome things. I learned 3 characteristic traits. Alex Hormozi goes on and says that these characteristic traits are the characteristic traits of the highly successful people. The 3 things are ambition, focus, and patience. He later on goes on a podcast and he says And expands upon them, gives them context. Number one, he says, highly successful people think that they deserve more than other people. Two, they have an insane insecurity, that they're not good enough. And they can delay gratification. You see, I wasn't good. I wasn't good in the beginning. But I worked my ass off. And I got good. So I had the ability to delay gratification. I worked my ass off for years. So I thought I deserved to win. It was the expectation. Time and time again. And I had an insane insecurity that I was never good enough for my father. His pride was always just out of reach. That insecurity drove me to make a lot of success out of myself. Now, I got a lot of affirmation towards like my physical endeavors, my physical prowess throughout my entire childhood. And then graduating high school, all of that positive affirmation towards my physical prowess, like the practices, the games, the tournaments, they all stopped. I graduated and went to college. I was sheltered. I was underneath my parents' rule for 17 years. I graduated early. And as a 17-year-old sheltered kid, I went to Ball State University. That was a mistake. My eyes became open to freedom. And then I was made to focus on academia, which I wasn't affirmed for my entire life. So, before this, didn't have sex, didn't do drugs, didn't smoke. It's pretty plain Jane. And then in college, shit changed. First semester, I did all right. The second semester, not so hot. I drank probably 4, 5, 6 nights a week. I got involved with some not so great people. And then I found love. Got a girlfriend. Sophomore year, this one specific party, I had a house at this time. This one specific party, wasted. Way too many shots. Very early on in the night, I was excited. Walked outside, thought I had to throw up, just had to pee. My friend from the Marines, my wrestling partner back in high school, he had just got out of boot camp and he was showing up at my party. Gave him a beer. My girlfriend was out there, said, "Oh, I'm so excited to see you." And then we come into the party. I walk in, and I saw a girl. I saw a girl that I hadn't seen since freshman orientation. I was like, "Oh shit, you're here." I gave her a hug, and that was not the thing to do with my toxic ass girlfriend. In the middle of everyone in my kitchen, as soon as I let go, she slapped the shit out of me. She slapped me. I held her arms down to her side. I was like, "Calm the fuck down." She slapped me again and pushed me. My drunk ass took one too many steps back. I hit the door of my open basement door and fell. 3 days later, I woke up choking on a tube that was keeping me alive because I ended up in a coma after falling and hitting my head on the basement floor. Come to find out that my parents, my dad, who had sent his kid off to school, had to sign a waiver because they were going to have to drill into my cranium to relieve the pressure of a bleeding brain. All of that freedom, all of that lack of responsibility came abruptly to a halt at that time. I had to relearn how to talk, how to walk, how to be social. I had a couple mini strokes after. Life wasn't great. Moved back home. back under the control, and tasting that freedom, it was 10 times worse. I hit a low point. I got a job at Rally's, which was even lower. If you guys know what Rally's is, it's like Chegger's fast food. It's terrible. So I was eating terrible food. I was living with my parents, didn't have a car, didn't have a phone, didn't have a life. Felt shame, felt guilt. After a month of working at Rally's, I decided to make something of my situation, and I wanted to work out. I got affirmed for all this physical activity. I worked out in high school. So I applied. The first place I applied for was a local gym right down the street. Cardinal Fitness. Came in as a front desk worker and kids room attendant. I started working out. The endorphins happened. I started hanging out with people, started talking with people. They didn't know my past, so I could be whoever I wanted to be. Life started to look up. I very quickly became assistant manager because I wanted to be there all the time. I started going to school, IUPUI. And then actually started going into nursing program. You see, when I was in the coma in the hospital and I woke up, there was a nurse that was by my bedside. Up until this point, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my future. But she helped me every single day at my lowest point. And then it clicked. That's what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to be of use. So, IUPUI, nursing, Cardinal Fitness, assistant manager. Then working as assistant manager, we had a personal training. We had like 1 to 2 personal trainers. One of the personal trainers left. We had a fitness director. I found out that the personal trainer that worked there was making double what I was making per hour. And he sucked. He fucking sucked. He was terrible. So like, there's no way. There's no way. So I went to the fitness director. I said, I want to be a personal trainer. Give me a job. She said, take me on a workout. So I took on a workout, kicked her ass. She said, you're hired. You just got to get your training certification. So I said, what's that? She said, well, it's like a 3 to 6 month process. So I was like, perfect. So I put school on hold, became a personal trainer. Once I got my training certification, the fitness director left. So I assumed that position. So I was selling personal training. I was assistant manager of the gym, and I was personal trainer. About a year later, I became general manager. And then a year into being a general manager, the gym pulled the rug out from underneath me and sold their memberships to LA Fitness, the corporation as a whole. Well, now what do I do? At the time, I was running a large group boot camp out of a church 2 days a week. I liked it. I wasn't getting a lot of clients, so I had become affirmed that if I got a certification, I would become a personal trainer. So I decided to get a group fitness instructor certification to get more clients. What I was doing, started Arc Fitness. What I was doing here was simply identifying my target audience. I liked working in large group sessions. I liked the energy. I liked the vibe. You know, it's a good time. When I first started personal training, my ideal client was literally anyone that would pay me. But here I had a group. Now, over the years, it has significantly developed, and I've gotten really specific as to who I want to work with. Right now, my ideal client avatar is 25 to 55-year-old busy professional who values health and wellness, who is looking to get in the best shape of their life and wants me to manage their fitness and nutrition plans. Who here has an ideal client avatar? Who here doesn't? My boy. Guys, this is Chuck. This is one of the personal trainers that you guys will see on the slides today. I go way back. I love this dude. Chuck, is it cool if I call on you, man? Cool. You have a favorite client, right? A client that you just like, I'm stoked. I get out of bed. I can't wait. I hang out with him. I talk with him. I talk with him on the weekends outside of like normal time. You have that person in mind? Yeah? Think back through the years. Think back who's been like the most fulfilling client of yours that you're just super excited about. You got that person? How old are they? 62. My man. Would it be cool to adjust this and give this like an age gap? Cool? Let's say 35 to 65. Cool? What do they do for a living? Retired? What'd you do before that? Yeah. What'd she do as retired?
She retired?
Hmm? Hell yeah. So, medical professional, what does she value? Yeah. Does she value her health?
Not first.
Yeah. What'd she sign up with you for?
She got to a point where she couldn't get out of her chair.
Mm.
She wasn't quite ready to accept that having grain.
Ultimately, what she signed up for, what she was looking for, was to just get into a good place, like a better place, correct? Cool. What did she want help managing? What did she hire you to manage for her? Yeah. Do you write her nutrition?
Not at the time. It was still nutritional guidance.
So, as you guys can see, we're getting real clear about who we want to work with. Guys, we ask our clients to get real clear about where they want to go. If a client comes to you and they say, I want to lose weight and tone up, that's not a goal. That's not what you can take a shit and then not eat and then you lose weight. You've got a little bit better. Let's get real clear about where they want to go. Hey, I want to lose 20 pounds. Cool, we can lose 1 to 2 pounds a week, 2.5 months. Now we have a goal. Now we have something to shoot for. The same thing that I'm asking out of you guys, identify who the fuck you want to work with. If you guys don't know who the fuck you want to work with, then you'll just get everyone. And then you're going to have the sessions, you're going to have the days where you're like, fuck, this person is draining. I hate this. I hate working out with this guy. We all have that person. We all have that person. The person that just sucks the life out of the room. You're like, 5 more, and they just stop. Like, what are you doing? What? You stop? I'm like, I'm done. That person. We get real clear about who the fuck we want to work with. And then we're constantly being fulfilled on a regular basis because that's the type of client that we get. So hypothetically speaking, based off of that circumstance, Charlie's ideal client avatar is from the ages of 35 to 65, a busy medical professional who values an active lifestyle and family. They are seeking personalized coaching for quality of life, and they want to help manage their training and their coaching. Identify who the fuck you want to work with, guys. Get real clear. And here at this time in my specific professional life, I just wanted to work with like high energy people, people that wanted to like be there. I got affirmed that if I get certifications, I would become like better. I equated certifications to being a better personal trainer and being a better personal trainer to getting more clients. So I got a fitness and nutrition specialist, and I had 3 certifications and I didn't have any more clients. So something was missing. And at this time, I started working as a bartender just to like make ends meet because I had like group fitness class, I had like 3 or 4 clients, nothing crazy. And I looked around in the space, this was around 2012, I looked around, I was like, who are the most successful personal trainers? Social media. The most successful personal trainers that had the most clients all had one thing in common. They were all bodybuilders. They're all jacked, they're all tan, and they post their clients consistently, the transformation side by side. I was like, that is what I need to do. I got affirmed by this. I was bartending and I was serving a drink to one of my favorite patrons. His name is Gary. And I slid over his goose and diet, which is absolutely disgusting. I said, Gary, when are you gonna let me train you? With the biggest smile on my face, and he laughed. He laughed. And he grabbed his phone out, feverishly went through his phone, and he clicked on a picture, and he showed me a picture of his personal trainer, who's an IFBB Pro Olympia level men's physique competitor. I was like, fuck. I can't compete with that. Yes, I can. In 2013, I hired a coach. I hired a coach because I understood at this point being a better personal trainer was maybe just being a bodybuilder. And what I was doing at this time was establishing my market positioning. What made me stand out from all of the saturated market of fitness coaches? What's gonna make you guys stand out from everyone the fuck else? How are you gonna be different? Just the same as F45, Planet Fitness, Anytime? Went through a grueling 25-week prep. I had no clue what I was doing. But the cool thing was, I found something I was affirmed for as a kid through my physical prowess, my athleticism. I was like, well, this is it. I can compete. And it goes hand in hand with my business. But what I learned in bodybuilding was I got exposure to nutrition, training programming, supplementation, cardio programming, mindset, discipline. I took some sweet pictures, posted them online. And here I was standing out. I was being different. I was being like a small percentage of the population that's in the fitness industry, pushing myself through hard work. And after that show, I took a select group of clients and I said, hey, I don't know much about nutrition. Like, don't get it twisted, guys, but let me help you out. Let me try this out on you. So I started writing their nutrition plans. And it was literally just like I had that same coach who coached me to the show, mentor me, and I passed off my nutrition. I was like, hey, what about this nutrition for this client? And so I started programming for my clients. And then I started getting results. And here's where I started crafting my value proposition. What is that? Value proposition is what makes you valuable to your current clients and prospective clients. You see, I was writing their nutrition, I was writing their training programs, I was writing their supplements, giving them cardio plans. And then I come to find out very quickly, and it was like a blow to my ego that after I spent hours on their nutrition plan because I had no clue what I was doing, that like half of them were following their nutrition plan. Like, you're not following your nutrition? I was like, how's your nutrition going? Well, ate a Pop-Tart today. I was like, why? It's like, well, I tried cooking, it just didn't taste good. was like, okay, I was not a very good cook. I was decent. But I meal prepped every week on a Sunday. So what I got in my head was, okay, I have to meal prep anyways. I might as well invite my clients into my home and show them how to cook. So I hosted meal prep clinics at my house with all the new clients that signed up for the week. And I would teach them, I would give them their nutrition in their hand, and I would show them, this is how you prep your meals. And then I started seeing insane results. Client after client after client transformed, increasing my value proposition. I became so busy, I was working hour-long sessions doing paid in full packages. I would do 10 sessions for $500, 24 sessions or 3 months for $1,100. That was a hot one. 6 months for $2,000, and then a full year for $3,000. Not very much. An hour of my time. I became so full that I started having to double book. At this time, I had a bodybuilding team. And luckily enough, I had the energy and the culture around me that they believed in me. And I started hiring some of my bodybuilders to be trainers. So I started subcontracting those bodybuilders to train some of my clients. I got 2 trainers, 3 trainers, 4 trainers. But I was still busy. Like I was still like going through the motions and still being the face of the business, and just like there was no end in sight. We're just doing the same thing over and over again. So in 2017, I decided to hire an assistant. Same method. I just needed help. I needed help executing because I was not going to get off the floor. I wanted to train. I wanted to be the face of the business. I didn't know any other way. And at this point, I started building a team. Look at that guy. This is Chuck right here. Young, beautiful playboy. We all had white teeth. So I started building a team, started building people around me, hired an assistant manager, and that assistant manager helped me grow. I started implementing a CRM. We started getting monthly EFT, which is electronic funds transferred. I now had guaranteed money coming in every single month that I was now able to pay a salary and grow systematically. After a year of this growth, we expanded. We blew the fuck up. Transformation after transformation after transformation, until we were able to get our own place. In 2018, we had our grand opening in the place that you guys are in today, except it was just 1 room. Up until this point, I had just like dipped my toe into bodybuilding, and I had used it to expand my personal training business. I hadn't like gone full in. In that year, in 2018, I turned 30 years old that September. I set out at the beginning of the year and I said, I want to look the best that I've ever looked by the time I turned 30. Hired a coach, and I did just that. I went all in. I had the business, had the culture. I went all into bodybuilding. In September of that year, I won every award that there is to award at a I won every award that there is to win at a local level. Just so it wasn't a fluke, I competed again that year. And I won the same thing. Afterwards, I talked to my coach and I said, do you think I have a chance at nationals? He said, abso-fucking-lutely. Every workout, every step, every meal was geared towards getting my pro card. In the next 9 months, I did just that. It was the highest point of my athletic career, because now I didn't do something to make someone else proud. Now I did something for me. What comes up must also come down. A month later, after I got my pro card, I had to put my dog down. She was 6. I suffered a very public and toxic breakup. And then, fucking COVID. The government that said that I can operate for free and clear as a free man said I had to close my doors. We all know what that did. So I said, fuck that, and I let people in the back. And we continued actually growing. We just didn't post on social media. I called the health department. They said, you can operate as long as you have sessions. Said, cool. But during 2020, I hit a real low point that took me a while to work out of. In 2021, came back to the face of the business and started grinding my face off. The most that I was able to do on a month-to-month basis in terms of revenue was about $25,000 to $30,000 a month. That was it. 2021, I closed out the year at $360,000 in revenue. I was like, there's got to be something. There's got to be something else. There's got to be a next level. So what I did, just like any other successful person at the top of their game, I hired a mentor. If you cannot see where you are going, ask someone who has been there before. Gym Launch. Hired them in 2022. And what I'm going to share with you today is exactly what I've learned specifically from them. Who all owns a gym? Cool, cool. If you guys own a gym, listen up. Up until this point, I was doing 30-minute, 60-minute sessions one-on-one. I quadrupled my revenue by switching to semi-private training model. Not only did I switch to semi-private training model, but I increased my prices. Now the shit was making sense. At the time, I had someone who was training clients, who was also a manager, someone that was doing sales, but that was also training clients, someone that owned a meal prep service, but it was also training clients and working front desk. Like it was a clusterfuck. It was all over the place. So I put them into singular roles. Now I have a sales staff. Now I have fulfillment staff. Now I have trainers, front desk, lead nurture. And now it's putting them into singular roles. They're able to focus on that specific profession and get to the next level. Marketing. How was I going to market my business? Up until this point, it was like a hope and a prayer, a hope that someone would refer, a hope that someone would walk in the door. Now I was going to market. Now I had an introductory high ticket challenge. I did a 6 to 8 week challenge that was high ticket, get them through the door, something I get advertised for. We can sell them on, we can fulfill at a high level, and then we can convert them into EFT. If you are a gym, listen very fucking carefully because this is an immediate lever that you can pull right away. 4-week pay period, 4-week pay cycle. If you bill monthly, understand that there's 52 weeks. You pay employees bi-weekly. Divide that by 2, that's 26. You only bill 12 times and you pay out 26 times. What that means is you pay out of pocket 1 time a year for your employees. Let's say you make $20,000 a month and you just do month to month. You only bill 12 times. But if you billed every 4 weeks, you would bill 13 times. And then all of a sudden that money that's going out of your pocket to your employees is now in your pocket and you are working to grow your business. If you have $20,000 a month in recurring revenue that you bill on a month-to-month basis, if you change to 4 weeks, now all of a sudden you make $20,000 more that year. Make sense? Cool. All right, everyone should have sat on a piece of paper. That piece of paper is our core functions assessment. This is where we are going to see where the bottlenecks in our business is. This is interactive, so get a piece of paper, get that paper and get that pen. We're gonna go through each and every single one of these. There's 11. The score is 1 out of 10. You can possibly get 110. If you get 110, then you need to be able motherfucker standing up here teaching. I got a 47. Lead generation. 1, you have no fucking clue how to get people to walk into your door or to sit down in front of you. 10, at a low cost, you can get any client when you want, where you want, you know exactly where they're coming in from. Easy. You need 10 leads, you know exactly how to get it. Lead nurture. Once you get that lead, do you know how to nurture that lead? Do you know how to get that lead to show up? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1, you have no fucking clue. You just hope and pray that when a lead schedules, they show up. 10, you have a repeatable and scalable process that consistently brings the right percentage of leads in their business. Every lead that schedules, they show up because you call them, you bug them, you send them videos, you send them pictures. They know where your business is at. They know that you're a real person, and they come in 100% of the time. On a scale of 1 to 10, guys, sales. 1, you have no clue. Like, as soon as a client gets in front of you, you said, well, I'm $10. Hopefully buy it. No clue. 10 is you are the master salesperson. You are Alex Hormozi. When they sit down in front of you, 100% of the time, they walk out with a training package. Your God mode. Fulfillment. When a client buys, you need to fulfill them. A 1 is if literally all you do is just train them. You just train them and that's awesome. 10, you have the knowledge, ability, and systems to consistently over-deliver on what was promised, as well as ability to scale the system to be handled by multiple people. You go over and above. You give them tips, give them tricks, you give them meal prep hacks, you give them 90-minute restaurant ordering guide. You give them everything that they need to be successful. You do in-bodies, you do check-in pictures, you have a staff that's waiting hand and foot on every single one of their needs, making sure that you go over and above to fulfill on your clients. Retention, 1 to 10. 1, you have no clue how to keep a client whatsoever. Matter of fact, you have as many clients leaving as you have coming in, and you are playing a scary game. 10, you have this consistent knowledge and ability. If you don't know your churn percentage number, you have a 1. 10, you have the knowledge and ability in systems in place to consistently retain higher than the industry norm for your business and to send any client into a higher price membership with a clear, written, repeatable, and scalable process. You not only retain, guys, you can grow your business 2 ways. Listen very, very clearly to this. You can either get more clients or make your clients worth more. That's it. That's it. Teams and leadership. 1, no knowledge, ability, or systems to be able to attract, hire, and train, retain talent. 10, you have insane ability. You can attract your next employee. You have all your positions filled. You have SOPs. You can train them. They operate autonomously. You have an A+ team in place where life is easy breezy, lemon squeezy. Finances and metrics. Number 1, you have no clue what metrics are in your business. You don't know what LTV, you won't know what lifetime value, you don't know what cost to acquire a client, you don't know what cost per lead, you don't know your schedule percentage, show percentage, close percentage, you don't know how much you're spending in ads, you don't know your churn percentage, you don't know any of the things that I'm saying. If I'm just talking in Spanish right now, then write a 1. 10, you know every metric. If I were to call out your name, you'd say, yes, here's my metric. I know exactly what my churn percentage is on the top of my head. I look at it every day. Time. One is working constantly in your business. You have literally zero time. All you do is work. Time you wake up to the time you go to bed, you work really hard. At doing probably the wrong shit. 10, you work when you want, what you want, and you have full control of your schedule. This is like God mode. This is peak. This is what we should all be fighting for. Personal finances, no savings, debt collectors are calling you. Not looking good. 10, financially free. You wouldn't have to work another day in your life. You are Bill Gates. Relationships. 1, you have no relationships because of either time or ability to keep them. Desperately want more than what you have now. You are the ugly duckling. No one wants to be your friend. 10, your marriage, your partnerships are exceptional. Friendships are strong and growing stronger. Your kids love and respect you. Health. If you're living the exact opposite of what you preach, you don't work out, you're overweight, you're not eating healthy, you have no market value. 10, you are perfect health, working out consistently, nutrition is dialed, you're 100%, and you are exactly where you want to be. Take some time, add up those scores, raise your paper when you're done. Cool. No, just raise them up in the air. Just let me know you guys are done.
Time section, anybody else? Yeah, trade it. Relationships.
You guys a couple more seconds. Cool. Does anyone want to share their total score? 60? Fuck yeah.
73.
Yes, sir. 78? Let's go. Yes, sir. Guys, the lowest score is what you need to spend your next quarter focusing on. Do this assessment every quarter. Start working specifically. Don't give up anything else, but start working specifically on what you guys suck in. If it's time, work on time. Work on managing your time better. If it's lead nurture, call your clients. If it's lead generation, advertise. Create a system. Go all in. But now we have a clear way and a clear thing to focus on every single quarter until that gets up, until that gets better. And then we do this again and we start working to bring the other areas up. I want to leave you guys with something. It's so important to know you guys' metrics. We are going to talk about an equation. I don't know why it's called Pi equation. We're just going to go with it. It is simply a division equation. Inflow versus outflow. How many clients that you have coming into your business divided by how many clients that you have leaving your business. Let's say your business has 30 clients. You have 30 clients right now. Let's say your inflow, how many clients that you get on a month-to-month basis is 5. How many clients leave every month is about 10%. 0.1. This is so important, guys. We can use numbers, run some very simple equations, and figure out when we are going to break the system. If I was getting 5 clients every single month and my churn was 20%, 5 divided by 0.1 is 50. Understand that my system will break at 50 clients. I can get 5 clients in, but 10% of 50 is 5. So I'll be getting 5 clients in, 5 clients leave. I will not grow. I have to fix one of these levers. I have to either get more clients or fix the fuck out of my churn. Let's say our clients are worth $1,000 a month. They stay for 5 months. So our churn is 20%. Knowing these two numbers, we can hypothetically figure out what the lifetime value of our client is. 1,000 divided by 0.2 means every single one of our clients is worth $5,000 to us. Now, we know how much each client is worth. Now we have our ad spend. How much can we spend on getting a client? A percentage of that, $1,000 to $2,000. Now we have a number that we can work with. Operationally speaking, we're not really going to hit our max out. Like we're going to hit like 80, 90%. So specifically speaking with this, we'd hit like 45 and our systems would be fucked. We wouldn't be able to grow. But we can get clients a number of different ways. Alex Hormozi calls this the golden ratio. This is the promised land. This is where we want to be within business. Referral percentage and churn percentage. Does everyone understand what churn percentage is? Exits, how many people leave? This is the promised land. This is where we want to be specifically. We have an inflow, we have an outflow. This is how many leads that we get in. This is how much paid traffic that we get in. These are how many clients that we leave. This referral percentage and churn percentage, let's say we have 10% of our clients bringing in 1 person a month. We have 5% of our clients that are leaving every month. This referral and churn percentage is going to equal net negative churn. We are going to be outwinning our churn percentage and growing at a crazy ratio. When all of our systems are in place, we can expand, we can grow, and we can get to the next level. I want to thank you guys for your time today. I appreciate everyone. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, I use a lot of social media. I use Google. I use word of mouth. I also have something in the works that's a new bucket that we'll be doing like some organic outreach. We'll be like giving away some free sessions.
Late year, I was talking to like a GU tank. I just don't know for like the target demographic, not for my gym, but for coaching. Like I'm looking for competitors. So how many people are doing NPC shows near me, I guess, and I use like all the popular bodybuilding gyms in the area. return I could see as a.
Sure. Do you work anything with SEO? Cool. We can definitely stay around for the panel. I just want to say I appreciate you guys. Stay around for the panel tonight. We'll be after everything's done. We'll be going through and I'll be answering everyone's questions. You guys want to take like a 5-minute break, relax, get some more coffee? Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all. You better tell them about it. Come on. Come on. Come on. You better get your ass up. Come on.